Hi, this is Ernie and Hi. Join us on this exciting aquatic safari of beluga whales, the one and only white whale in the world. Belugas are marine mammals that inhabit only the northern hemisphere, in particular the Arctic Ocean. During the summer between July and September, they migrate south in search for warmer environment and food in the sub-artic region. Hudson Bay has been the site of mass migration of some 60,000 belugas, the highest in the world. Then some 3,000 migrate further to the Churchill River estuary. The belugas migrate south not only to feed on the rich marine food resources of the Hudson Bay, but also to give birth to their offspring in the estuary of the Churchill River. The fresh water of the river mixing with the salt water of the bay makes the water environment even warmer, thus making it an ideal sanctuary for the mother belugas and its newborn calf. Molting also occurs at this time, where they shed their old dead skin by rubbing their back and body on the rocks and stone in the riverbeds of these shallow coastal waters.
Once our hour and a bit is up, we just switch. Everyone got that? Okay, perfect. So no one's gonna freak out when it's day, but we always start breaking
Yes, indeed. Welcome to Churchill. While there are other areas along the wide shores of the Hudson Bay that has as much concentration of beluga, Churchill is the most accessible and more developed area. It certainly is the world capital for beluga whale watching. Though Churchill is noted more for its popular polar bear expedition in October and November, the summer belongs to the belugas. This once dreary snow-covered tundra landscape turns green, accentuated by the bright pink fireweed and other wildflowers that carpet the ground. Churchill is a remote northern frontiers town of Manitoba. It is a sub-arctic and is 1,000 kilometers north of its capital, Winnipeg. There are no direct roads to Churchill. It can only be reached by plane or by train, which takes 2 days travel. Nuksuk probably serves as point of reference, though in these modern times now serves as a cultural symbol in the sub-Arctic region. Snowshoe hare, so named because of their large hind feet, which prevents it from sinking into the snow. They are smaller than the Arctic hare. This is the Churchill Seawall mural exhibition in 2017, meant to educate and inspire the community to protect the ocean. This massive runway was built in the 1930s. It is still operational. This seaport is a historical landmark, being a port for the early fur trading industry in the 17th century. This is a historic bastion fort on Hudson Bay across the Churchill River, built in 1717 by the British Hudson Company to protect their interest in the fur trade industry. It has a large collection of 18th century cannons. There were 42 cannons mounted on the walls at one time. It is one of the most well-preserved colonial fortifications in North America.
day for an
I
estuary.
did. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Yourself? So Beluga Fort over here. So as big as estuary of the
Belugas are social, friendly, and playful aquatic mammals, so that they usually travel in groups called pods. As you can observe, you will notice that they swim close by and want to touch each other. They swim in unison, bobbing up and down the water surface in a synchronized manner called milling. On the average, there are 2 to 10 individuals in a group. As you will notice, they are all white. Belugas are the only whale species that is completely white, although newborns and juveniles are gray, but later turn white as they mature in about 9 years. They are not as big as the other whales, but they can grow 13 to 16 feet and can weigh up to 3,000 pounds. They have muscular body covered with a thick layer of blubber or subcutaneous tissue up to 4 inches thick that amounts to as much as 40% of their body mass. This fat layer, of course, keeps them warm as they live in the Arctic Ocean, and also a source of stored energy.
Bag? Yeah, it's leaning over the side of the boat.
Alright.
You guys are...
Alright.
Alright. It's nice to lay down to the dock and make a bag, but any less fun. Cool. Into the bottom of the boat. I recommend not skipping the chamber because it can come up and catch your back foot.
It didn't take long for us to encounter the belugas. It appears that they were attracted by the sound of the motorboat, and they started following us, of course, to our delight. It was a thrill to photograph them and see their face underwater. It's fun to watch them swim gracefully in a synchronized manner. They are not fast swimmers, averaging 2 to 6 miles per hour, though they can sustain a maximum speed of 14 miles per hour for as long as 15 minutes. They are highly maneuverable, which compensate for their lack of speed. Most whales don't swim backwards. Of the 90 species of whales, only 2, the narwhal and beluga whale, can swim backwards and even sideways and upside down. They are gymnast champions of the ocean. Though they are still divers, they don't dive very deep, usually about 6 to 6 feet. Belugas have breathed through their blowholes located above their head, which is a modified nasal opening. They hold their breath underwater. Just before they surface, they open their blowhole and begin to exhale. Then at the surface, they quickly inhale and closes the muscular flap of the blowhole. You can hear the sound from the blowhole as they exhale. And at the same time, notice the spouting of the seawater around the blowhole mixed with water vapor that condenses as it exits the blowhole. The mist from the blow is about 35 inches high. As previously mentioned, the newborn calves and juvenile belugas are gray-colored but eventually turn white as they mature to adulthood in about 7 to 9 years. The newborn calf can already swim alongside their mother at birth. They are already 5 feet long and weighs 100 pounds. Mating season is in the spring. Gestation is 12 to 18 months. Then they deliver during the summer to a single cow. They nurse every hour after birth. They will nurse for 12 to 18 months until their teeth emerge, and they can start to supplement their diet with shrimps and small fish and other invertebrates. Belugas are not only social curious mammals, but also very vocal, producing a variety of sounds in spite that they don't have vocal cords. The sound comes from the blowholes on top of their head. They have air sacs or sinuses. As they blow air through the air sacs near the blowholes, they produce a variety of sounds as clicks, whistles, trills, and other sounds by manipulating the shape of the blowholes to create different pitches of sound. As the echo of the sound bounces back to their sensitive auditory system, they can navigate into the high seas by echolocation. Thus, they use the sound to see underwater, similar to the bats.
The hydrophone you'd have to get from like a specialty.
The small speaker you see here is connected to a microphone of the hydrophone at the bottom of the boat. While we were content in the Soviet world, others want to feel closer and intimate with the belugas by kayaking or paddle boarding. And they can do this during low tide in the afternoon. Other boaters like Steve and his group of professional photographers will do the aqua glider, so they can dip their professional underwater cameras for better pictures. We couldn't get enough of these adorable belugas, so we went out again for another 2 hours tour, and this time just by ourselves on the Zodiac boat and our guide Adam. Turned out to be even more fascinating as we could really get very close to the belugas, almost touching them, and quite fun to see them play and interact with my underwater camera. One group of belugas approaching our boat, they make a coordinated attack by simultaneously flipping their tail fin to splash water on us. So even among belugas, there are mischievous ones.
I'm holding my breath. Oh, I love it. Oh, geez. So beautiful.
Notice the prominent round forehead called the melon. This globular mass between the blowhole and its snout, composed of fat and muscles, houses their organ for echolocation. It is structurally part of their nasal apparatus. This melon is flexible and malleable, such that it changes shape as they make sound. It focuses and modulates their vocalization and acts as a sound lens for better communication and echolocation. Echolocation signals are focused and projected through the water by the melon. In other words, it directs and or changes the frequency of the whale sound waves. they really relied on sound practically in every aspect of their life, like the bat. Notice also how they move their heads up and down and side to side. This is because their neck bones are not fused, giving them an advantage of more flexibility and maneuverability. Belugas are the only whale species that have this function anatomical feature.
Takes a bit of patience sometimes.
Yeah. Fantastic. Oh, we're so happy. Oh my God, I can see his face.
This is incredible. This big pond of males.
Big one too.
Yeah, all big whales.
Fantastic, Adam. Oh, wow. Amazing. Oof.
Wow. Well,
Well,
that
you
was
did
good
it.
timing. We're at the end of our time here. What a way to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, that's what I should say. Okay. Wow. It was.
This has been an exciting summer travel adventure. Certainly fascinating once-in-a-lifetime experience to witness maritime wildlife in their natural habitat in the sub-Arctic region of the world.